Mary Satterfield, and I am part of the pastoral team at Ignatius House Retreat Center in Atlanta. I really love the gospel stories of Martha and Mary and their loving friendship with Jesus. Poor Martha gets a gentle rebuke from Jesus because she complained about needing help in the kitchen. Jesus tells Martha she was worried and anxious about many things. But who can blame her? She had a house full of guests, and she was preparing the meal for all of them. We can all empathize with her. We have all been in places of responsibility or in our own kitchens and anxious and worried about the outcome, especially if we are not getting the help and support we need at the time. Been there, done that, right? It has also been out of the cultural norm for Mary as a woman to have been in the living room with the guest and not helping her sister in the kitchen. Again, Jesus is challenging the norms of the day and standing up for Mary's desire to stay in his presence. But he was not only standing up for Mary, he was affirming her intuition that just being present to him and listening to him and enjoying his company was indeed worth the risk of his sister's sharp words towards her. Jesus was indeed more than a special guest in their home. He was the incarnation of God in their midst. St. Teresa of Avila taught that Mary and Martha need to unite. Our work can be a prayer if done in the right spirit, and or that our prayer needs to precede our work. Even those of us who work in ministry can amazingly forget to ask God to co-labor with us in it and be open to God's outcome. I mean, it's really not about me. One point of this beautiful interchange, and why I chose it in this time and place, is the importance it places on keeping our focus on Jesus, to stay in his presence. We live now in challenging times, and I know I feel overwhelmed by the anxiety of the daily news feed. I mean, you get tired of it, but it's still there, and it really hit home. When my elderly aunt died this month of COVID, there is real danger looming, and there is reason to be anxious and worried, along with all the normal stuff of life. Jesus is teaching us in this passage to stay in his presence, to keep focus on him. I am the way, he says. In praying with this passage myself, I was reminded of when I was in labor in the hospital with my 4 children. The pain of the labor contractions was not only painful, but frightening. When breathing through the contractions, you are to have a focal point, something to keep your eyes focused on while paying attention to your breathing. It helps with the pain. This focal point helps to distract you from the pain of labor. I believe Jesus is teaching in this gospel story to keep our focus on him. He is our focal point as we patiently endure this pandemic. We are worried and anxious about many things, but Jesus asks us to just be present to him and to trust the outcome to God. Today, invite Jesus into your home, into your mind, into your heart. You can tell him about your fears and anxieties, but also be present to him and enjoy his company and friendship. See him smiling at you and enjoying your presence with him too. Breathe, be still, and be at peace.